My videos don't necessarily promote one religion. My views and opinions aren't meant to change the minds, opinions, or beliefs of others. Watch with an open mind. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, entertainment, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owners. No copyright infringement is intended. We continue to uncover the profound wisdom within the timeless scriptures. Take care, and God bless.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. Today, we are talking about finding your voice. So I've had quite a few people reach out to me saying, hey, I don't know what my voice is. How do I find it? Everybody's life experiences, no matter how mundane they may seem, are interesting to someone somewhere. You just have to figure out who that someone is. Your story is a superpower. Think about the last time you felt connected to something you saw online. There's nothing interesting about me. I don't have any interesting stories to tell, and that simply isn't true. You've just got to look at things from a different angle. You've got to be willing to open up and be vulnerable and honest with your story. Be honest, be open, be vulnerable, and let your story shine through. That's where your voice is. That's where your superpower is. Confidence is key when it comes to public speaking and communicating in general. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't think that you have something valuable to say, then it's going to be really hard for you to find your voice. I hope this video has inspired you to go out there and find your voice and use it to make a difference in the world. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. So how do we build confidence? Well, one way is by practicing. Another way is by surrounding yourself with positive people. Another way is by focusing on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Another way is by setting realistic goals for yourself. All of these things will help you build your confidence and help you find your voice. If you think your story is boring, then chances are the way you're telling it is boring, and that's okay. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to practice. You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. But if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to put in the work, then trust me, you will find your voice. It takes practice to learn how to tell a good story. But if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to open up and be vulnerable and honest with your story, then trust me, people will listen, people will care, people will feel connected to you. Chances are it was because that piece of content was personal, it was genuine, it was authentic, and it was a good story. What are some of the most meaningful moments in your life? What are some of the biggest challenges you've overcome? What are some of the lessons you've learned along the way? Who are some of the people who have inspired you? What are some of the things that you believe in? What are your goals and dreams for the future? Answer these questions honestly and openly. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Let your story shine through. So what makes a good story? What makes people want to listen to you? What makes people feel connected to you? How can you use your stories to educate others? How can you use your stories to inspire others? How can you use your stories to entertain others? It all starts with being willing to share your story. Once you've found your voice, once you've found your story, then you can start to really make an impact with your message. You can start to educate others and start to inspire others. You can start to entertain others. You have the power to do that. You just have to be willing to share your story. The answer to these questions lies within you and your unique life experiences. You see, everyone's story is different. Everyone's life experiences are unique. And that's what makes storytelling so powerful. It allows us to connect with other people on a deeper level. It allows us to understand new concepts and ideas. It allows us to feel something. Learn how to harness the power of storytelling to captivate your audience, build a loyal following, and make a real impact with your message. Everyone has a story inside of them just waiting to be told. Stories connect us. They help us relate to other people, places, and things. They help us understand new concepts and ideas. Stories stay with us long after we've heard them. They inspire us, motivate us, and change the way we see the world. Stories are powerful. Stories change lives. Now is the time to share your story with the world. It's something that can be very hard to discover if you haven't had any practice at it, right? If you've never been given an opportunity to actually get in front of a camera or a microphone and just start talking about things, then it can be kind of difficult to figure out what your voice is. But fear not, this video is going to help you figure out how to find your voice. It's also going to help you use that voice to really empower yourself, to educate others, to entertain others. Whatever it is that you choose to do with your voice, it will help you find that voice and also amplify that voice. The first thing we have to talk about when we're talking about finding our voice is your story. Everybody has a story to tell. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you felt truly connected to something you've seen online? A video, a piece of writing, maybe even a picture? I'll tell you the last time I felt this way. It was a while ago, and I was watching a video. It was a woman who was doing a Q&A, answering questions that her fans had submitted to her, and she was answering them honestly. And it was just such a raw and vulnerable thing to watch. I remember sitting there thinking, wow, this person, she's so human, she's so real, so down to earth. And it made me feel like I knew her, even though I didn't know anything about her. But because she was so honest and open and vulnerable in that video, I felt like I had a connection with her, and that was really powerful for me. That's what stories do. So think about the last time you felt this way. A lot of times people will say things like, oh, my life is boring. Here's some questions to help you on your storytelling journey. Now, let's talk about how you can use your stories to make an impact. If you want to find your voice, if you want to make an impact with your message, then it starts with your story. Next thing we have to talk about when we're talking about finding your voice is your confidence. When it comes to finding your voice, it's important to remember that it's going to take time. I hope this video has helped you realize that you already have a voice and it's worth sharing.